So, what do you think about intermittent fasting? I made a post recently.
Yeah.
I said, if you want to lose weight, I
Mm-hmm.
feel like it's very simple. I don't understand why people say they can't lose weight. I feel like they are lying to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Unless if you have like an underlying health issues, like
Yeah.
if you are healthy but you just
And
gain
so
some
maybe
weight,
some medications
or there's
actually
maybe some
allows you
medications that you're on,
yeah,
th-
puts weight.
yeah,
Allows you to put weight on you.
yeah. Ordinarily, like
Yeah.
other than all of those things, if you want to lose weight, it's quite simple. All of
Yeah.
these, drink this shake, drink that belly trimmer,
Yeah.
dr-
Belly drainer.
yeah, belly drainer. All of those things are unnecessary. Like you can
Yeah.
do those things, but they are not the things that actually get you to lose weight.
Mm.
The idea of losing weight is very simple. Like what you need to do if you want to lose weight.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I was looking into this thing and I found out that a lot of people, like there's a whole industry
Mm-hmm.
built around weight loss,
Absolutely.
and people are making millions
Definitely.
from the gullibility
Yeah.
and the lack of knowledge in the
Yeah.
space, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that people don't know this. If you want to lose weight, it's very simple as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Walk every day. Make sure that you walk at least. Walk. I'm not saying run because some people have an issue with running, but
Mm-hmm.
running will be
Optimal.
perfecto. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? But let's assume you can't run, or that you feel like people look at you somehow when you are running, or you feel like you run weird. There's some people that feel like they run weird,
Yeah.
like Raheem Sterling
Yeah.
of Manchester City that
Yeah.
runs weird.
Yeah.
There's some people that feel like they run weird. But if you feel like that, just walk. Walk is so underrated. It's
Yeah.
so underrated. Walk for 3 kilometers a day.
Mm.
Do intermittent fasting, where you start eating something like 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Don't eat before 2 p.m. And
Yeah.
don't drink coffee with sugar before 2 p.m. too.
Yeah.
And don't drink juice and say that you are fasting and then drink some sort of juice that contains calories.
Yeah.
Like, starve yourself from off of calories. You
Yeah.
understand?
So
Don't eat anything and then
basically,
eat.
allow your body to use the
Utilize all the
fuel that is already in your body.
yes. Allow
Yeah.
your body to really, really need fuel
Yeah.
before you eat.
Yeah.
But then obviously you have to do it in a way that is organized.
Yeah.
So that's why I say 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. So you have 4 hours of eating, where you can actually eat anything that you want.
Yeah.
Obviously, ideally, eat healthy. Don't go
Yeah.
and be eating bacon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not that they are bad, but they
Yeah.
are. If you always eat those things, they are gonna be bad. Processed meat
Yeah.
is not ideal.
Yeah, because I think fundamentally where people have issues is the habit that they've created already. Breaking the habit of eating consistently. There are some people that eat under stress. So when they're stressed, they eat.
And then they snack. A lot of
it's-
snacking.
Snacking is, I feel like
A lot of
snacking is what
snacking.
actually gives people give people weight.
Yeah, because what I've just mentioned,
Yeah.
what it means is that you eat from 2 p.m. So
Yeah.
2 p.m. you have your lunch,
Yeah.
big lunch, well prepared food if you can,
Yeah.
and then from there you have some fruits, and then by 6, once it's 6, you are done. No
Yeah.
fruit, nothing. Now imagine a guy that is in the house with a family watching a movie around 7.
He wants to
By
snack on
by
something.
by 8:30,
Yeah.
he wants a snack.
Yeah.
But then this is telling you don't even do that. Like
Yeah.
that's why I said if you want to lose weight,
Yeah.
if you have high metabolism,
I think
and
it's,
you don't need to lose weight,
everything
then you can do this.
Everything boils down on discipline. That's one thing. I think one key thing of losing weight. Like if you want to lose weight, you need to be disciplined enough to kind of like go against your cravings. Like I said, it's a habit that a lot of people have created. Imagine maybe for like the past 5 years, all you've been doing is you wake up in the morning, you eat, but even your breakfast is alone. You're dining like a king. You know what I mean? So it's like you have a very heavy breakfast. Usually in Britain, we would have British breakfast,
English breakfast.
English breakfast. Yeah,
full
English. You would have it. I have it a lot. Can't lie, guilty. So
I've not eaten that for a long time.
yeah. If you come to my place, what I do is I'll fry the eggs. I'll have not the bacon. I'm not really a big fan of bacon, but sausages would definitely be there. And then I would have the hash brown. I'll have onion rings, and then I'll have plantain.
Wow.
fried plantain, and
Wow.
with baked beans.
Hey.
But once I have that, usually that will take me throughout the whole day, and then around 5:30ish, I'll have something else to eat. So I'll eat from 1. You do it from 2 to 6.
Yeah.
I normally do it from 1 to 6.
Yeah.
So it's just about like an hour difference. And then I'll have like my last meal, which normally is a handful. I eat a lot during the day because I feel like during the day I need a lot of energy to be burned out. And then in the evening I'll have like something very small, like a handful. It could be yam or anything like that. But a lot of people have created this habit, like really bad habit. And those people, especially people that you work with, during the time when I used to work, especially people in IT, right? You would have a food van that will come around 9:00. Everybody's going to be flocking to it, and then people will bring it to their desk. So even maybe the first time, maybe you might not buy it because you're like, no, okay, I'm trying to be disciplined. I don't want to spend money. I don't want to put on weight. But people will buy all this fatty stuff like chicken bakes, steak bakes, and it smells so damn delicious. So after a week, guess what? You're also part of the crew now.
You got to start at the key.
And basically, I'm talking about myself right here. Do you know what I mean? And then, and then you create that habit that every single time you come to work, you buy things at 9:00. And then after 9:00, lunchtime, you're going to go also to the canteen. Buy like maybe canteen, maybe buy, if you don't bring your lunch. A lot of people don't bring lunch. They prefer to buy things like KFC, McDonald's, and all this fatty stuff. And then you have that as well. On top of that, a lot of these workplaces, they give you access to things like chocolate and all that kind of thing.
Things that you can snack on.
Biscuits. And so it's like you're constantly eating, but you're not even standing up. For the 8 hours that you're there,
you're seated.
You're sitting down.
You're sedantic.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And then you eat. So, and then you take that kind of habit home. So even when you are, let's say your weekends. Yeah, you still do that.
Or public holidays. Because
your body knows that. Your body, a lot of people think it's their body screaming out, I want to eat, no, it's your mind screaming out because you've created a routine for your mind that says every 3 hours, I need to put something to my body.
Yeah, there's something that really stood with me, a statement that someone made in a movie. This is why I always say, you have to watch movies.
Yeah.
There's one of the things that we are talking about this morning about imagination and about children and then you are more of, propagating the idea of keeping off from social media and all of those things. But I'm more of you shouldn't, but don't. It's just like food. Don't do excess of it.
Excess,
but I got an idea. Someone made a statement in a movie that I was watching, and then she was like, "If you're feeling full, then you've already overeaten."
Yeah.
I'm like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, you should not eat to feel full.
Yeah.
Like, once you're feeling full, once you're like, oh my days, I'm so full, then you've overeaten. It's gluttony at that point.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Because your body, like, food is meant to be fuel.
Yeah.
So fuel, you can have full tank.
Yeah.
But then, but then do you really need full tank to run to where you want to go to? What really matters is that, do you have access to more? I think it could be coming from a place of lack too, where you feel like you won't have enough. Do you think so? Do you think that the sense of lack makes people to eat more than they should? Like a subconscious belief that there is not enough, there is no abundance. So when you have it, like, instead of it to be in the fridge, it's to be in the stomach.
Yeah, so it's like I think in my missus has a saying that, big AI. Big AI means, you look at the food and you're saying, this food is not enough. So you keep on asking for more to a point whereby that you can't even finish the food. And so, I think subconsciously that's what it is.
Yeah.
How many times they say in the African man, when you give him food and then you put one meat on there, it's an insult.
It's an insult, yeah. Even my people too. Like my people, like you don't put one piece of meat. Like, how dare you? You have no respect.
Exactly.
You have to put 2 or 3.
Yeah, it's all come.
The higher the meat, the more respect you have. They hire a number of pieces of meat.
Yeah.
And then my auntie there, she will cut the meat into tiny pieces.
Yeah.
Because meat, just buying beef was quite expensive. You understand? But funny enough, we are supposed to be the well-to-do families. one of the well-to-do families, but we also had those cost-cutting things that we were considering. That I grew up
So
actually
was
noticing.
she doing it because it was expensive, or was she doing it because she was more health conscious?
No. It was because of expenses.
Okay.
Like
So
I know.
if she had a choice.
Yeah. So my auntie, I don't even know. I think she's more of a hoarder.
Yeah.
So she went through the Civil War.
Yeah.
So the Civil War. By the way, this is my hypothesis of what's going on with her.
Yeah.
You understand? So she hoards a lot. So if I go now, and if I go now to my village, yeah, and then I get like a cow,
Yeah.
and then I slaughter the cow for to be able to get meat from the cow. Yeah, for our listeners, if you're in the Western world, they would be like, "Oh, slaughter a cow!" Like it's a very supported abattoirs do it for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, but people actually know how to.
I found that amazing.
It's amazing. It's a whole experience. I was just thinking about it not too long ago, like having like a YouTube channel that just focuses on that.
Yeah.
I think they are going to take it down.
That's straight.
Because of the way the world is now, like a whole bunch of
they'll say human animal
cruelty. Like they're going to take it, but it would have been such a nice thing to have on YouTube because it's real. People actually live like that.
Yeah.
Like they rear the cow and then it gets slaughtered and it gets dried and go through the fire and everything and meat produces meat that you even share to your kinsmen and a lot of people,
family neighbors,
and there's abundance. But I was going somewhere. My auntie, even with that abundance, she would want to keep some and keep some and keep some. Like ideally, she would have like a deep freezer that keeps all the meat refrigerated because she feels like there won't be enough.
Okay.
So she has this sense of lack.
Yeah.
That I think it's something that got embedded into her because of the Civil War, because she went through the Civil War process in Nigeria, whereby they were eating lizards and stuff, just to survive. So to her, like what you have now, you have to keep it because you don't know what you will have next. So I think that's exactly what could be going on.
I think it's not far-fetched because the Civil War, there was a lot of famine. In fact, what killed majority of the people?
What killed my people? Igbos,
Kwashiorkor, and so
Kwashiorkor, which was I think protein deficiency or something. Maybe I'll do my
most people died because of lack of food.
Yeah, famine.
Serious famine.
Yeah. So she grew up with that lack and she hoards food.
Yeah.
Like you can.
How old do you think your auntie would have been during the time of war?
Maybe early 30s or something.
Early 30s.
Yeah, or late 20s, something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think like if you come to my house, like then you in our deep freezer you see a food that's been like that for like 2 years. Yeah. It's still okay because it's deep freezed.
Yeah.
But why is it there?
Yeah.
Like why can't it be eaten? And you actually eat it, and she will know.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, what about this jollof rice that this person made?
So she's taking stock of everything.
She takes stock of everything.
She's taking inventory.
Like when you are cooking. Yeah. This is what I hated the most growing up. But that was obviously from me not having an understanding of what's going on.
Yeah.
Like we had cooks in the house.
Yeah.
But then at a point, she will always tell me to go and see what they are doing.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking about it, maybe she's trying to get me to monitor them to make sure that they don't steal anything. But then I thought she was telling me to go and learn, which is actually what taught me how to cook.
Yeah.
But then you will have to show her everything that you're putting into the food.
Yeah.
Like literally everything.
Yeah.
The pieces of pepper, the quantity of salt, everything. And it was so jarring. For these people. And then even myself, like weekends, maybe because we don't have the cooks like steady. So she's not always in the house, the cook. She will go back to our house sometimes. And then so those periods that she's not in the house, maybe I will have to make maybe boiled yam or something.
Yeah.
The yam, when I cut the yam, I have to show her the quantity of yam.
Quantity of yam?
I'm telling you. And then when I've peeled everything, cut them into pieces, I have to show her.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But then I think it's coming from, and I think removing that, removing the story of my auntie and coming back to our generation, I think we also have some of that lack mentality, and that's actually what makes people to eat so much. Like you eat so much, it's a stupor. So if you're really trying to lose weight, the program is there.
Yeah.
Why are you not doing it?
Yeah.
You
But
know,
like I said to you, I feel like a lot of people eat because of stress. Stress eating. I think is a big thing.
and by the way, you save more money. Just don't buy what you can eat for the day.
Yeah.
That's exactly one of the things I do now.
You know the issue I had when. So by the way, it took me a while to kind of like create this routine that I'm in. Like it's not easy. It's quite challenging, right? But once your body gets used to it, it gets used to it. My issue were muffins.
Addicted to muffins.
Listen, I'd go to Lidl, and these muffins would be staring. And you know what? Sometimes, yeah, I'd fight the battle, get to the till, and say, let me go get the muffins. It was that bad. It was that bad. I'm not lying to you.
You put everything as be like, I'm coming back, excuse me.
I'm
And then
coming
go
back
back
and I go to the and go and get the muffins.
Oh my days.
That's what I'm saying.
Addiction.
It's addiction. It gets to a
Programming.
point. You know, I think when you're younger, it's very easy to stop things. I feel like you can just stop yourself. But then once you're growing older and you do things, you know,
It becomes part of your character.
habitually, it becomes part of you, and that's what becomes hard. I went to one of our church members' house. You know, we just went there to go and chill and everything. He unfortunately has got diabetes, but his problem was bread. He loves bread, but the time I spent there, I saw how much bread he consumed. But obviously, he's buying sourdough bread now. He's not buying like the normal bread that we normally eat.
Bread, yeah.
Yeah.
Can I tell you, bread is bread.
This sourdough, have you researched about sourdough bread?
I don't care.
It's
Bread.
good. Sourdough bread is really, really good.
Bread is bad.
Yeah. Not all bread.
I
Sourdough bread.
don't care. Bread is bad.
No, research
And by
sourdough
the way,
bread.
everything that I've said, I'm not an expert in anything. Everything, what I'm saying is, I've seen the intermittent fasting works. Like, it's not something that someone tells me. There was a time I was weighing 150 kg, and by the way, I'm very tall, so 150 kg was also okay for me, to be honest.
You've done 150 kg before?
Yeah, no, maybe one. I think 102. Sorry,
I
think it was you that was doing 150.
No, are you mad?
It was Emeka.
Emeka, yeah. No, Emeka was 115.
115.
Yeah. 115
so,
kg.
But I was weighing 102 kg.
Yeah.
You understand? Which was okay because I'm tall. You know, I'm really tall, so I can fit in. But it was unhealthy for me.
Yeah.
I was feeling lethargic.
Yeah.
You know, and intermittent fasting worked. It worked. And it works. It continues working. So someone can tell me they can't lose weight if you don't have any health issues.
Yeah.
If you've not developed diabetes or anything or insulin level, whatever, you're okay.
Yeah.
Just go on intermittent fasting.
Yeah, intermittent fasting is
Have a 4-hour eating window
I love
and
it.
strictly keep to that. If you can't control yourself going to your fridge to find things to snack on, then only buy things that you need. And actually, you know, what will help you is you wake up in the morning, you go for the walk, the 3 kilometers or 5 kilometers, you know, the higher the distance you can walk, the better.
Yeah.
You go for that walk. When you're coming back, you buy the things that you need for that day from the shop.
Yeah.
And then you eat it tomorrow. You have to go because you'll be forced to leave the house again.
That's a
because
good
you don't
idea.
have because you don't have food.
Yeah.
You know, so because you don't have food, you'll be forced to leave the house again, which means that you're going to go out to work, and then you buy those things again that you need.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. That way, that day you've eaten what you need.
Yeah.
Ideally, your sugar. I know fruit contain fructose, which at excess amount of fructose is not good also.
Yeah.
But if you can, because sugar, the taste of sugar is good.
Yeah.
If you can get your sugar taste from fruits,
then
perfecto.
Yeah. Even better.
Yeah, but don't do excess of it. Don't go and
everything too much is bad.
Everything too much is bad.
Yeah, even when you drink too much water.
Even the fasting thing is also too much of it is bad because you lose too much weight. You become skinny. But you can't tell me you can't lose weight. It's I can't understand. I can't wrap my head around it.
Yeah,
I can't. I feel like people just don't want to.
I like the intermittent fasting because it helps me concentrate. Anytime I eat, I
just want to sleep and
want to
sleep and make merry.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? I just want to lie down. I just want to chill. But when I want to be very, very productive, sometimes I don't eat anything till like 4:00, so that whole day is productive. It gives me that concentration and that focus span.
You know, another thing that just like I said that bread is bad. You're saying sourdough is okay. I'll check. I don't know, so I'm not going to agree yet.
Yeah.
So I just believe that all breads are bad. By the way, I have bread today. Bread is part of the thing that I'm planning to eat, but I've not because I've not had bread for like maybe 1 year.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe get some seeded those seeded ones,
Yeah.
and have something with it with avocados,
Yeah.
avocado toast. So, but then the way I believe is bad. That's also the way alcohol. Yeah,
Yeah.
alcohol is the worst thing, and is the most like the people that promote alcohol. They are the best. They know their shit.
Yeah. This is
Like
marketing.
like the
Proper
way
marketing.
alcohol has been sold to us.
Yeah.
Do you know alcohol is more dangerous than weed?
Yeah. No, weed is not dangerous, man.
No, I mean, whatever danger you get from weed, alcohol has like times 10,000.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
But nobody talks about alcohol. You
Yeah.
just go there and buy. So far, you're over 18 in the UK, or
You can drink.
over 18. Yeah, you can go and buy alcohol.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody talks about that. It's marketing.
Yeah. That
And
is,
then- and
it's
then-
bad for your liver, it's bad for your brain.
It's
cells,
bad.
It kills your
It's
brain
bad.
cells.
It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It gets you overweight.
Yeah.
Because
Causes
if
so
your
much
liver
calories.
is not functioning perfectly,
Yeah.
you start adding weight. Your liver start getting fatty,
Yeah.
and that's when you start becoming big.
Yeah. So you see them, the people that drink beer.
Yeah, that's why they have big belly.
Yeah. Beer bellies.
Beer belly.
Yeah.
And then it goes in, even has societal impacts, because obviously in the Western world, those people are going to get sick. I mean, not just in the Western. Let me use the UK, and they're going to go to NHS. NHS is going to treat them with taxpayers' money,
Yeah.
and the cycle continues. And they're wondering why they are diabetic.
Yeah.
Just stop drinking alcohol.
Yeah, but then that's the thing. It's like it's hard to say stop doing these things. Alcohol. I'm not for alcohol. I don't like alcohol. I hate alcohol. I hate the taste of it. Occasionally, maybe socially, when we all gather, but this is very
It's
occasional.
so bad.
Yeah, we can.
I can't
People they use it more for socializing. So and
Drink
a lot of
water.
People, huh?
Drink water.
No, people use it for socializing. Like some people drink it because it calms their nerves down. Obviously, again, like I'm not really pro alcohol at all, but I know why people do it. I remember there's one of my close friends. I won't mention his name, but he takes like a couple of shots before he goes to work. And I don't know. People that are very social. People that drink and then become very social. Put it that way. Yeah, they rely on that drink to have that to be able to.
So without the drink, they don't have a character.
Exactly. The drink. Oh, I'm telling you, it's the honest truth. Like people, if you see people before and after alcohol, especially people that do that, drink before they go to work and all that kind of things. When you speak to them before and you speak to them after, you kind of see the difference within their personalities. They become very social. They can laugh with you. They feel like they feel more at ease. So a lot of people drink like that. But me, I don't. Alcohol, I hate the taste. I hate the way it makes me feel. It's like I remember Christmas. Christmas time, obviously, is festive, isn't it? So most of us we get drunk to the tea that we can't even do anything. You find people passed out on the stairs, passed out in the kitchen, passed out wherever they can pass out. They just pass out. Some of them even pass out in the toilet.
Yeah.
So, but during that time, the next day, the hangover that I get, the puking all over the place and the headache and I can't do anything. I hated that. I hated the fact that, you get to a point whereby physically you can't control your body anymore. You can't even control what you're saying anymore. You're all over the place and all that kind of things, And when people are extremely drunk and they approach me and everything, I just don't like that aura around them, because I feel like, okay, whatever I'm going to say, don't mean anything to them, and whatever they are going to say to me don't mean jack shit to me, because I feel like they're speaking under the influence and they're just trying shit. So that made me kind of like push me away from alcohol. Alcohol wasn't my thing. On the other hand, obviously I used to like occasionally smoke weed and stuff like that. So I don't have anything against weed, because
You're admitting to drug use on the podcast.
abuse.
You're admitting to drug use on the podcast.
I don't mind. Like anyone that will tell me that they ain't done nothing like that or whatever. Yeah, it's up to them. And I'm not gonna. But to me, I was doing it because it helped me. In business. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It helped me because it made me feel like I was in a higher conscious of myself.
Weed.
And yeah. Like people smoke weed for all kind of reasons. Some people smoke to watch movies. Some people smoke to just relax and chill. Some people smoke to sleep. When I did it, I smoked it because it made me more routine based. Okay, you know what? You already know what you have to do. You know you were supposed to have done this yesterday, but you didn't do this yesterday. Get this done, get that done, get this done, get that done. So it helped me kind of like really, really organize my life. And then also when I'm speaking to people, you're calling me the diplomat because of how I handle clients. But a lot of times it's because maybe the day before I'd smoked, or maybe the evening, just maybe
So
two,
you've
3
been
hours.
handling our
So
clients. You've been
but
closing deals under the
yo,
influence.
that's what I'm saying. That's why I said that some people drink to become social. Yeah. So with me, it's like when I'm speaking to these clients of ours, yeah, it's like God speaking to man. That's how I feel. Wherever you tell me, for some strange reason, I kind of like interpret it in such a good way, and I'm like, I think about, okay, what else can I say to kind of like counter? Even if I wanted it cheaper from you, how can I say it to make you happy and make me happy? So it's always about finding a way to make both of us happy, me more happier, But that's how it's been. So, but obviously now, like I told you, because obviously sometimes you were winning me in FIFA, so I was like, nah, maybe
So
it's time for me to hang.
you have to stop smoking so that you win in
I
FIFA.
stopped smoking, and since I did, what has been happening?
You just lead him
Anyway,
by
we'll leave it
one.
there. We'll leave it there.
Just lead him by one.
You
Just
know.
follow the wins.
We'll
But
leave it there.
yeah,
I don't want exposure on podcasts, But anyway, today, what did we say? What was the thing that we really wanted to talk
we
about?
want to talk about the Iron Mountain report that came
Yes.
out in 1967, and what does that mean? So I have this belief that there are a group of people, and by the way, this belief is stemming from something that I read and discovered about an organization called the CFR, Council of Foreign Relations,
Yeah.
that is embedded in everything that we are doing,
Yeah.
for whatever reasons, and they are in cahoots with the people that Bank of International Settlement (BIS), then cahoots with central banking, and cahoots with the people that propagate and promote energy efficiency and all of those things, and to then discover that there is a report that was written. It's called the Iron Mountain Report for our listeners. If you want to do a search, maybe I should put. I think I should put the link of some of these things in the description for this episode. So for me to discover that, and then discover that most of the people that wrote and promoted the writing of that report were part of the same CFR, who are, I would argue, the kingmakers of the American presidential system. Like they are, like, I think Trump potentially, I have to do more research on that, but Trump potentially could be the only person that in modern history that has become the American president that is not part of that organization. And see how that went. Like it was like media
was
bashing.
exposing.
Yeah, it was a
exposing
lot
a
of
things.
media bashing against him and stuff. So it could be that, okay, they were like, how can an outsider? We won't allow an outsider to be that. But then at the core of it is more of what's the content of that report. The report stated everything that's happening today. But the report is predominantly talking about how peace is not even good for us. How we, as a civilization, human civilization, cannot have peace because peace is not good. And then extrapolated all the areas and obviously try to explain why peace is not good when it comes to food, when it comes to even how even when people are starved, they are going to work harder for you. They are going to, be like, you don't want people that are well fed to actually work.
Doesn't make sense.
You don't want people that are well fed to be in the society. You don't want the society to be well fed. Now, it now begs the question of, when you look at the society that we are in today and the problem that we have, where we have the political elites that are so much out of, like, they don't really understand what's going on. It's like we are saying a lot of other things, and these political elites believe another thing altogether. Like, it's like, for example, the recent one that happened in the US is that Biden, their president, sold their oil reserve to a Chinese company. Apparently, the Chinese company, Biden's son, owns stake in that company. So, and we are talking about a time when the Western civilization, when the Western world is going through some sort of energy crisis, mini energy crisis that could have long-lasting effects, in the future that we've not even been able to project what effect it will have. And then the president of the country decided that was the time to sell the energy reserve to a Chinese company. Like, how out of touch would you be to actually do that? Where Americans are struggling to be able to fuel their cars.
Yeah.
So, but then it shows you
because
the only way
fuel
this
is becoming like gold.
Yeah, because
so expensive.
Yeah, because the only way for this to actually make sense is there are two ways. Either the president is totally mad, and all his team, they're all mad, like really mad, that like they are like they elected the worst of the worst, that the scums, of Americans to actually lead them. That is one option. The other option is that they knew what they are doing. And that's the option that I'm more of going for.
Come on.
These are intelligent, highly intelligent people, set of people, but they don't have an agenda that they are actually following. And so far they are following that agenda.
So why has it not been impeached for those kind of things? Because this is conflict of interest straight away.
I mean, it just happened, I think, last week. So obviously, what's been coming up on Twitter is that people actually started leaking Biden's son. Because apparently was addicted to crack cocaine. And funny enough, Biden, when he was a senator, he was one of the people that cracked down on drugs and actually used their agenda against drugs to actually incarcerate a lot of black people. And it's funny when you look at these things, and then people in the black community that they are Democrats doesn't even want to look into all of these things anymore. And for all of these things for him to actually champion that crackdown, and then for his son to be addicted to crack cocaine, and that same son is the one that also owns the stake in the company. And then so what's been going on is that there's been a leak of his behavior,
his past behavior, his present behavior.
See pictures of him with prostitutes, like proper leak actually. Pictures of him with prostitutes. Whether those pictures are doctored, I don't know. But allegedly, he was with prostitutes, and they were doing cocaine, and they were doing drugs, a lot of things. So I believe that something else will come out of that or not. But again, it goes into this whole thing about an agenda, of what a particular set of people actually believe, and they have an agenda they're always following.
You know, with all that you're saying, the only thing that I could picture, Billions. When Chuck wanted to become senator, the one that made him senator, what he had to go through, what are some of the agreements they had. When you're senator, you must do this, you must do that, you must do this. So before you even become a senator or you become a president, it's like you already have an agenda, which were not necessarily your agenda that was already given to you that you need to do. So it's like you have to. And then it goes back to, obviously, we'll come back to this whole thing. It goes back to, I remember we were talking about a story back in Nigeria of one of the family members helping out a candidate that wanted to become a governor.
Yeah.
So it's like
Kingmakers.
It goes back to the same story of kingmakers, but then at the same time, you look at, okay, in every political sector, especially when it comes to like presidential and all that kind of Senate, becoming a senator, minister, whatever, it's almost like you are in a gang, and in that gang you need to be initiated. There's some things that you need to do, and not all of your agendas are your own. And it's very apparent.
Most of your agendas are not yours.
Your own.
Like it's like you grow so much in that particular gang that you become part of the gang, and the gang becomes part of you. So then your agendas are aligned because you think about the goodness, about the betterment of the gang, instead of the betterment of the society.
Exactly.
Whereas people are electing you, believing that you're coming down to serve them.
Exactly.
You understand?
Which is not so. So then it's like this should be a kind of like a wake up call to people to know that, okay, you know what, there are some people that feel like their life will get better when a certain president or a certain governance is elected. it's all bullshit. Do you know what I
They're
mean?
all,
It's
they're all the
bullshit.
same.
When I discovered that JFK, was heavily affiliated with the mafias and everything, that's when I realized that, look, what we need to understand is that these people that we make them kings over us are mere men, and therefore you can't elect someone without actually knowing. It's like you can't elect someone ex, without expecting that everything he's going to do would be in the interest of you. He's got his own interest. He's got his own things that he's affiliated with, and it's man. When I was looking into the JFK case, it was mind blowing because remember last time I said to you that the corruption is all the way into the top. This is not the first time I'm hearing someone like Biden, for example, selling reserves, or in Africa, most especially in Africa, Ghana, especially where I come from, you would have maybe a president electing, given a certain contract. The contract would be in the family, so everything is within the family. And then a lot of times you'll find out that when you check, even the money that was given to the contractor didn't even fulfill his duties. Didn't even, do you know what I mean? So this is how like they kind of like move money and wealth around. Oil reserve. Do you know how much billions is worth? It's a lot of money. So even if I give it to a company and you own 20%, yeah, whatever 20% of that oil reserve it is yours. You come to say you're richer. You're wealthier by doing that. And so when you tell me, okay, yeah, they're kingmakers, man, it's all over the place. It's like I feel like we live in a society now that they've come to a point. They've realized that, you know what, you guys can know whatever you want to know. There's nothing you can do about it anymore.
I don't think that's. I think they are. I think they are. I think
You feel like they're still hiding because I feel like slowly we are kind of like seeing more of some of these things that they're doing. Boris Johnson is one of them. He comes and tells you something else, and then he gets exposed, and then we see some few things and all that kind of things.
No. I think what's happening is they are. I think they are becoming aware that people are also becoming aware.
Yeah.
Like the way I'm saying it is the way you are saying it, and the way someone that is listening to it, someone will listen to it and say this is bullshit and end the podcast. Another person will listen to it and say, okay, what are these people actually talking about? This makes sense. Can I read more?
Yeah.
What can I do? So information, is. Remember when I talk about information asymmetry?
Yeah.
Like when you don't know about something and then you are going to do a deal with someone, and because they have more information than you and they can use that to their advantage
than you are.
So but then those things are being broken down, are being broken up nowadays because of the internet. So, and unfortunately, America is created on is built on free speech, freedom of speech and expression. Even though they are trying to jail Julian Assange, which is a whole topic conversation that we can have another day.
Yeah.
And Julian Assange, but let me just give you
context,
kind of a short resume on the guy. So the guy was the founder of, or rather, he's the founder of WikiLeaks. He exposed
he was the one that was actually hiding in
the embassy, the Venezuelan embassy.
Was living there.
Yeah, he was living there for a very long time.
Yeah.
Now they're trying to extradite him to the US. And if he goes to the US, I think he's gonna get like 170 years. Priti Patel, the devil, that is the home office secretary that we have. And I don't know whether you know what this woman has been doing. And it's funny enough because she's an immigrant. Like she can change whatever she wants to change and call her name. Like Priti Patel is proper Indian name. So we know that even if she was born here, her parents are like she's maybe second generation immigrant. Something like that. But she's been chasing people away from the UK, and not just on the fact that okay, you are here illegally, but it's like she has an agenda to.
She has a mandate.
It's like she has a mandate. Like she has like someone that she goes to and say, look, I've done 100,000 today. The person will be like, you need to do more, 1 million. Like that's what it seems like. She's the one that championed the deal to actually send asylum seekers to Rwanda. You know that's what's happening now. If you seek asylum in the UK, you'll be sent to Rwanda, and the UK government is paying Rwanda for that. By
I
the
think
way,
120 million.
Yeah, a year, I think.
120 million a year.
So Rwanda is making money. I'm happy with that.
I'm very happy with that.
But the problem is that taxpayers in the UK need to really understand what this means. You understand? Like, so she's the one now that is trying to extradite Julian Assange back to the US. You know, and the US that is supposed to be talking about, that is supposed to be built on free speech, freedom of expression, is now saying that Julian Assange does not have the right for freedom of expression because he's not a US citizen. Whereas they want to charge him on an espionage act that was made into law for US citizens. So which makes sense. So
which is crazy.
This espionage act was made.
It should not apply to him because
it's not apply to him because he's American
he's
too.
American. Yeah.
Because if the free speech can't apply to him because he expressed the information that he got from, I think, Chelsea Manning. If you read the story of Chelsea Manning, he got that information. We got that information first. So, by the way, the information is about how America that we are committing war crimes in Iraq. Yeah, basically what
everybody knows.
Yeah, what everybody knows now. You know, but then it was like a whole new thing. Yeah. So he became like public enemy number one. And they were using the FBI, CIA to chase him around. That's how he ended up in the Venezuelan embassy. You understand? So, and even at the Venezuelan embassy, the FBI chief, they were planning on assassinating him, even when he was there. The government tried to assassinate him. Yeah. Even when he was there, they're setting him up. They were like what is it called again? When they were put him under surveillance. Yeah. You know, illegal surveillance that's not supposed to happen. Yeah. They put him under there. So why is it that they want to kill him? You know, if what he's saying is bullshit, then allow him. Like, it's like someone listens. It's like someone listens.
And let it become like a conspiracy.
It's like someone listening to me talking about what am I gonna like the war thing. I'm not a war expert. Yeah. You know, so you're gonna take it with a pinch of salt. Yeah. You know, I'm not telling you that I'm a war expert. You're gonna take it with a pinch of salt. Maybe one day you will read something else that'll be like, oh, that guy was right. But then it's like that. He's not a war expert. He's a journalist that has a publishing company called WikiLeaks. And then he released something. You could have just
based
come out
on
and
information that he found.
Yeah, in the freedom of speech thing, also express yourself and say, look, in the freedom of this thing, expressing our you know, in the act of expressing ourselves, we are actually trying to come out and say that what he put out there is not true. Or prove to the world that you did not commit war crimes. Now, how dare the US then come out and then charge other countries, you know, or charge other people that have committed war crimes? You shouldn't. It's hypocrisy. But we're allowing these things we're allowing this as a society. Because I'm becoming aware of these things. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people are becoming aware. I'm looking at politicians and I'm realizing that we've allowed some bunch of people just because they went to Eton and Oxford to just rule us, are thinking that they are smarter than us.
They come and use big words that you don't understand. Most of the masses don't understand.
Most of the masses don't understand because they did not go to those schools. And then we relinquish all authority to these people that don't know anything, that just have an agenda that they are propagating through their actions.
An agenda that has an agenda that is for the benefit
of the
masses.
Benefit of the masses. Yeah. Whereas the power lies with the masses. Man, you know, at the end of the day,
it's crazy because just earlier on when we were talking, and I was saying that most of these things, when we look at it, it's not even the state, it's not even the government. You look at it, it's all private. So it all comes back to the corporate. Remember when we talk about Guatemala and we're talking about United Fruits. United Fruits being able to kind of like influence the governance or the government to send military troops, creating propaganda, using the media. So you get to actually see the power that American corporates have, you know, and how the government is like. I was looking at we're talking about even about war, and do you know how much some of these companies are making? 450 billion.
know.
450 billion.
I know.
So
The whole thing that is happening now in Ukraine
Yeah.
is what they're trying to do is to militarize Europe.
Yeah.
People are going to make a lot of money from this.
Absolutely.
And those people are going to make a lot of money is embedded in the government.
Yeah.
But then my point is, not ordinary Americans, ordinary Brits should know this, because if we know this, we will be able to, make more informed decision when we are selecting who is going to lead us.
Does it matter?
It does matter.
It does matter. Right now, it's when we talk about democracy. First of all, I don't believe that we have democracy.
There's no democracy. It's federalism that we have.
Right now, the way I'm looking at it, is like,
democracy embedded in federalism.
When you're electing, a party, this is how I say it. One will say, "I will slap you." Yeah, and one will say, "I will punch you," and then you have to select. Okay, which one do I want? Do I want the slap or do I punch? And then you select, because you're looking at them both evil, but which one is of the lesser evil? And those are the ones that we are selecting.
No, the reason why I say that people need to know is that when people know this,
people definitely need to know. 100%.
When a lot more people know, a lot more educated people know this. What will happen is we might decide to have another type of
protest.
Not just protests, political parties. Like in America, they have predominantly a two-party system. So why can't they have three? Is there anything in the Constitution that says that they can have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? You understand? America has a population of maybe 400 million people, give or take.
These parties, the thing. Sometimes what makes it challenging, not to interrupt, but sometimes what makes it difficult to create a party just like that is one. All these parties are always being lobbied by private companies.
I'm going somewhere. So parties are being funded. The private corporation that we are talking about that make a lot of money from all of these societal ills that we have. They are the ones that actually fund these political parties. And that's why nobody attacks them, because they have an agenda. They are the king makers. But then also, if you trace everything back, it goes back to CFR, it goes back to the Bank of England. And this is the reason why we're having this conversation in a Bitcoin cryptocurrency channel. Because the reason why we are here is because of the fiat system. All of this
goes back to the fiat system.
All of this thing stops if we go on a Bitcoin standard. Because they can't print more. So if you have a law, it's going to finish. There's a finite there's a finality to it, and how much you can extend it. And if someone creates more value, if someone brings an innovation, you have to pay for that innovation because it's solving a problem. So there will be free movement of value. Instead of
money
the
should
value
be going
being
to
clustered.
someone that creates more value.
Exactly. But then going back to the political party thing, what would happen? America is a very good place to actually do this, but they tend to practice through federalism, unlike Nigeria, whereby you have like in America you have like states that maybe a state is controlled by a particular political party. You understand? And states are competitively challenging themselves. You understand? If a state decides to raise taxes, people will run away from that state and go to another state. Look at give an example is the Miami, California, Texas thing that is happening now. People are leaving California to either move to Miami or move to Texas because it's like a more
expensive.
California is getting too expensive, and there's a lot of issues, and it's like the woke culture, is like California is the capital of the woke culture, so people are leaving. So I believe that if more people know about these things, it doesn't even need to be on the federal level. You understand? Because states has power. Like the federal government can decide, oh, we are banning abortion. The state will be like, nah, our state is open for abortion. So states have power. This is just an example, by the way. I use the abortion thing as an example because it's thing that is actually ongoing now. But what would happen with that is that if you have more political parties, instead of just having a two-party system, it mustn't be on the federal level. Something like Virginia. By the way, I don't know anything about Virginia. I'm just using them as an example. Could have like Green Party or something that is the big party there.
Green parties are always the racist parties.
Yeah, I know. that is there. They have their own agenda and it's working for them in Virginia. And then, Utah could have like another thing altogether. black movement. That sounds like Ku Klux Klan. but you get what I'm saying. So that way, what would happen is, because it's a competitive thing, some states would fall back.
Reassess.
They will fall back and reassess and be
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, this is not working for us. People are running away from our states.
Yeah.
Birth rate
true.
is down. This thing is down. We can't. But then that wouldn't work if you don't control your money and your wealth.
Yeah.
It's harder for that to work if you don't control your money and your wealth.
Because it goes back to like what I'm saying, and what Bitcoin also has to offer. With the fiat system, it doesn't matter how much money you have in your pocket. More can always be printed. That's the issue we have. And again, once money is printed, the first people that interact with that money are the people that get wealthier, the ones that enjoy the most of it. And as
the closer you are to the printing press, the richer you get.
The richer you get. And then the further you are, the poorer you get. So with that in mind, it makes sense to be on a Bitcoin network because one, Bitcoin standard rather, because one, the amount of money or the amount of currencies is finite. That's one. Okay. And then secondly, as well, it goes to show that because it's finite, one, people will be more responsible on how they spend their money. That's number two. And also the money will flock to the one that actually presents value. So right now, it wouldn't be the case that, okay, this person doesn't like some of these companies that are too big to fail.
If you fail, you fail.
You fail, exactly.
There's no bailout.
Because nobody is going to be like, wait, hold on, I'm going
to... So that will enable you to make better decisions next time. If you're printing a company, you know that, okay, if I do this, I potentially could fail.
Yeah, nobody's going to get up and say, you know what, yeah, I'm going to use my Bitcoins that is hard-earned to bail out a company that has failed twice. Whereas with the printing, it's much more easier to bail out these companies and these entities that keep on failing, banks that keep on failing. It's much more easier. But when it's Bitcoin,
it's also easier to fund wars. To fund wars with printing, because all you need to do is if you're in cahoots with wherever the printing press is, they'll print more, put more money into the system, and then use it and go to war with the hope that you're going to have a return.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look at Ukraine war. How much money has been spent? Afghanistan war, Iraq war, and if you see the amount of money that was printed, Vietnam, it got to a point. Is it not the war with Vietnam that got them to move from the gold standard? Wars are not cheap. Wars are not cheap, man. So, this will even be better. Coming back to peace. If you don't say, I feel like Bitcoin might be the solution to peace, because
it is the solution to peace. It is. It is. Once we can fix the money. Once we can fix the monetary system that we are in, I think a lot of things are going to change for the better. Because again, economic incentive is the highest driver.
Absolutely.
The world is built in a way that of having the haves and the have-nots. You understand? So people always want to. It's like people always want to have a competitive advantage over others. You understand?
Yeah.
So if there's no economic incentive in actually going to war, why would you go to war?
That's it.
If you're going to spend 300 bitcoins that you have to go to war, but you don't know whether you are going to get 400 bitcoins back, why the fuck are you going to do it?
Exactly.
Nobody's coming to bail you out.
Yeah.
There's not going to be any printing, because at that point maybe we've reached the maximum supply of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So I would actually.
And the thing about even trying to abstract more Bitcoin is the fact that the more you try to abstract, the more expensive it gets.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So by the time you think you get to 21 million, one Bitcoin will be worth like
10 million or
10,
something.
20 million, 30 million, 40 million.
In fiat.
In fiat, yeah. So you'll be like, okay, how am I? It becomes almost impossible, for everybody, one person to hoard Bitcoins. It becomes impossible because of the more expensive it gets. It's deflationary rather than inflationary, where you have like fiat, the more you print, the more devalued it gets. And then with Bitcoin, the more you actually mine,
the more you are getting to the end of it.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's amazing.
Yeah, I would enjoy everyone that is listening to this to actually look into the Iron Mountain reports, 1967. I'll put some links down. in the description, and then read it, because then it gives you an understanding. Because look at Netherlands, the farmers are rioting
Yeah.
because they were told that they were releasing too much nitrogen oxide, and the government is even planning to take some of their land. So it means
Yeah.
that, okay, you don't even have
You don't even own your own land.
you don't even have
And I bet those lands were passed on from generation to
it,
generation.
yeah, it means that property rights is now nothing.
Yeah.
So, and this is going to happen in other countries. Yesterday there was a video that surfaced of a bank run in China. Some people were actually rioting in a bank. They want to withdraw all their money, and they were fighting in front of a bank in, I think, the Hana province or whatever. Sorry if I didn't pronounce it properly, or even if that's not the name. And then you have what we saw over the weekend in Sri Lanka, where they actually
Total collapse of economy.
where they went into the presidential palace and took over, and they were having showers and cooking. Now, people are waking up to understand that the power belongs to them, but then also one of why some of these things are happening is because we've relinquished authority to people that are not supposed to have that sort of authority.
Yeah.
I'm not anti-government.
Yeah.
I want us to have government.
There needs to be some form of
there needs to be some sort of checks and balances.
Yeah. It needs to be well balanced.
It needs to be well balanced. You can't give the utmost power to governments and then think that they don't have an agenda.
Yeah.
There is an agenda.
Yeah.
There is an agenda that is driving all of these things that are happening.
Absolutely.
There is a reason why it's happening, because it's the time. And to the people that actually propagated and planned all of these things, this is actually what they want.
Yeah.
But you need to be aware.
And don't think for one second that this thing was just planned yesterday. This is an agenda that has been created for years. So this is actually the time. The more we research into these things, the deeper we dive into this rabbit hole, the more we realize that, the world is not what it seems to be. The world is not what you see in a movie. The world is not what you see on social media. Well, some part of the world is what you see on social media, but the world is actually what you're in right now and how terrible things are. When you wake up and you look around you and you look at, okay, whoa, hold on. How is it that, my fuel prices is skyrocketing, and did I have a say in the matter? When you start looking into things that
are you earning more?
Decisions that are being made on your behalf, to go to war, and then they take your children and then ship them to places like Iraq, Afghanistan, where the benefits are not even for you, but the benefits are for a few group of people. Then you'd realize that, whoa, shit, okay, I live in a messed up world. The only way you can take matters into your own hands is to start owning things that you can own completely. And the only thing right now that we say you can own completely is Bitcoins.
Thank you guys for listening. Have a wonderful week.
Yeah. Peace.